QAA is the expert higher education body for UK. We safeguard academic standards. We guarantee and underpin that all UK qualifications can be trusted and respected, and we work with the higher education community to drive and improve quality.
I think what you've seen over the last 20 years is an organisation which has grown in confidence, an organisation which has become more reflective, and an organisation which has become a more mature and a more nuanced assurance agency.
I think it's a body that helps us articulate how you measure quality and standards, but it also has a responsibility for inspecting us.
They're close enough to the university to have credibility when making recommendations and suggestions. And part of that credibility has been bringing together colleagues to evolve and do things in partnership.
The QAA's role in that is to oversee the process, to oversee the outcomes, and to ensure that the outcomes and follow-up required takes place.
At its simplest, the QAA is the badge of quality. You know, that's your licence to operate, and it's recognised worldwide. We've found working with them to be collaborative and constructively challenging in a way that in other parts of our business, which are regulated differently, that doesn't sit.
One of the key characteristics of the QAA has been that its processes, its codes, its structures have been co-created by the agency and by the sector. So it's not a regulator that's doing to the sector, it's a regulator which is working with the sector.
We have external assurance, independent assurance and oversight, and very clear processes and mechanisms.
It's regulation, it's not legislation, but it really does help to provide consistency across the sector, especially at subject level, but then also at institutional level, in terms of making sure that we've got practices and processes in place to ensure and enhance quality.
Everyone's looking for the best. We're not trying to get to the lowest common denominator. We're always trying to raise the standards and the expectations.
They understand that the UK system is not one system. It's a number of autonomous universities. Each are different in their mission. They can understand that difference, and they've worked with the sector to evolve processes that are fit for everybody. And that collective working together is an incredibly powerful way of ensuring that we capture what's really good about the sector and we share that.
One thing that's been striking, I think, over the years is the growing engagement of students in the Quality Assurance Agency's work. So in the beginning, you never saw a student. Then we saw students as reviewers. Then we saw students really coming to the fore in terms of the QAA, keeping up with the times and maybe even setting the pace.
I think the UK Quality Code and the development of the subject benchmark statements has been very important. It's allowed us to think very carefully about our standards. So in that respect, the activities of the QAA have allowed us as an institution that has responsibility for its standards to reflect critically on what we're doing.
The status of a UK degree means there is a frictionless transaction between the student and the employer. That's critical to employers, that uniform level of trust and quality.
There are not many industry sectors where an organisation like the QAA can come into an institution and do a very important review, which an institution can fail, and yet be independent as well. Make recommendations, sometimes make conditions, and that we actually abide by those in order to be part of that greater HEI body that's in the UK.
And I would argue that the Quality Assurance Agency brings 2 decades of experience. It brings an approach which is demonstrably fit for purpose and which is recognised internationally as best in class. And it brings the experience of working with diverse institutions, both to assure standards and to work with them to enhance the experience of students. And to lose all of that would, I think, be folly, and I think would diminish rather than enhance the quality of UK higher education.